Okay, in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the different pieces of gear or accessories that I found were pretty useful for me in terms of preparing for the dam ride and during the dam ride. So, obviously, you don't need all these pieces to get out and ride and race and such, but I just found these few pieces helpful for myself as I tested them out. So, to start, I have here. This is the Chase bike vest Camelback. So the one thing that I really like about this versus some other Camelbacks or other packs out there is that it fits really tight to your chest. So if you're hitting any technical terrain, it's not bouncing and slopping all over. So it has ample space for 1.5 liters of water. Has some on the straps. You can slip in some gels or chews or food to that extent, and I also put things in there like any maintenance equipment like bike tire levers, a hand pump, those types of things. And then on longer rides, I'd squeeze a sandwich in there too, if needed. And then I wore this primarily during the dam race for water for the most part, and then easy access to different food or little things right in those straps. The next thing I can talk about is just a top tube bag. So I use this one. I think it's the Revelate top tube bag. But this is where I stored all my food for the dam ride. The nice thing about it is that little clip on there is magnetic, so it just takes one hand to flip off and shut, and it'll close by itself. So I could fit a decent amount, 4 to 6 bars in there. I had some homemade goodies and trail mix, so definitely enough to get me through, a 240-mile stint. At my stops, I did, fill this up or rechange on food every once in a while, but definitely enough storage space for that. Next is the OutV Possum saddlebag, essentially. So what's really cool and nice about this is, it basically fits a tube, CO2 cartridge and pump. You could fit your multi-tool in there, along with some bike levers too if you wanted. So lots of little storage space for that. And essentially how this thing works is you tie it underneath your saddle and clip it in place, and then it's gonna be hard for me to show you with one hand here on the phone, but essentially it gets to be, you tie it all together, it hangs under your saddlebag, and then if you need access, you basically just unleash this Velcro strap here, and everything just falls, like that, and it's really easy to get to. So there's no getting into any messes. With this one, it's really easy to get what you need if you run into any maintenance issues. Wahoo Bolt. So this is just a GPS system. It's the mini version, I think, that Wahoo offers for GPS, but super helpful for navigating, timing, all those good things. Here on my wrist, this is a Garmin Vivo Active watch. The primary use for this for me is just heart rate monitoring. So for training, think about the different zones that you're in. I'd use this to make sure that I'm in the right zones while training. Also that I'm not pushing into too high of heart rate zone on my training rides, so I don't bonk. And I use it the same way during the dam race as well. And maybe the last piece, and I had really good success with these shoes. These are the Pearl Izumi X Pro shoes, I believe. They're basically a mountain bike or cyclocross shoe, but they're a race-oriented shoe, so that's what I like about them. They got a pretty stiff sole, and then on the bottom, I've had moments where I had to hike a bike, and these have some pretty good traction on the bottom if you need to get through any muddy, sandy conditions, get off your bike, and where that clip also won't be dragging on the ground. So I would say those are probably the most pivotal pieces of equipment for me during my training and preparing for the dam race. If you really want to get more into the nitty gritty of more accessories, gear, and all those types of things, this book right here, and this is more than just a gear book. It's basically everything you need to kind of prepare yourself for a gravel ride, from food, training, hydration, gear, all that stuff. It's all in this book. And I actually took each product that they listed out in this book and posted a blog on my site. So everything from bikes, the food, different food products they recommend, exercise equipment. I can't, gravel races and events. It's all in this book, and this is something I can certainly share with you, and a link to that blog post as well if you want to get more into gravel gear, accessories, and everything to that nature.